Welcome to Matt's Casual Cooking, and welcome back to Crockpot Month. Today we will be making triple chocolate and peanut butter pudding cake. A very easy and tasty recipe that you can put together anytime, especially with Valentine's Day coming up as well. It's a very good treat. So we're going to go over all the ingredients, how to put it together, and let's get to it.
All right, folks, so we're going to go over the ingredients that you're going to need today, but before that, you please hit the subscribe button. It's a very tasty, chocolatey way to get great meals into your feed, and it really helps me out so I can continue to keep making great meals for you guys. So we're going to break this down into two bowls. The first bowl is you're going to need 1 cup all-purpose flour. You're going to need 1/3 of a cup of sugar. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of unsweetened cacao powder. You're going to need 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. You're going to need 1/2 cup of milk or chocolate milk. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. You're going to need 2 teaspoons of vanilla or vanilla extract. You're going to need 1/2 cup of peanut butter chips. And you're going to need 1/2 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. And you're also going to need 1/2 cup of chopped peanuts. Now, I'm only using peanut halves today, and that's fine if that's what you want to use. Now, if you want them cut up a little bit more, you can either cut them with a knife, or if you want to put them like in a food processor for just like a couple spins to kind of chop them up more, go ahead, be my guest. That's also a good idea. It makes it taste just as good. Now, in our second bowl, we're going to need 3/4 of a cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of unsweetened cacao powder, and we're going to need 1.5 cups of boiling water, and we will get to that when we need it. And you're also going to want a 3.5 to 4-quart slow cooker, and we are going to need cooking spray for this as well. So we're going to go over mixing the ingredients together, and I will see you in a minute. All right, folks, so initially with the first bowl, what you want to do is you want to add your flour, cacao powder, baking powder, and sugar. And you just want to kind of stir it together, kind of get it just nice and combined. And then what we're going to do then is I've already added the vanilla extract, the vegetable oil, and now we're just going to add the milk. And all we're going to do is we're just going to combine it together until it is well moistened together. So go ahead and do that. It shouldn't take too long, but after you're done, we will move on to the next step. All right, folks, so went ahead, everything's combined. You can see it's kind of still nice and wet. If you think it's still looking a little dry, I would go ahead and maybe add like 1/4 of a cup at a time, and only probably just one to kind of moisten it up a little bit. So all we're going to do now is take your chocolate chips and peanuts, and we're going to add them in, and you just want to go ahead and do the same thing. You just want to kind of combine it, just kind of break everything up into, and kind of so it's a little spread evenly in the batter. All right, so it's done, it's looking good. So we're going to move on over to the crock pot here in a second to put this first layer down. So I will see you in a minute. So go ahead, and I've already done this, take your cooking spray and just get a nice coat along the inside and along the edges of this because we're going to be cooking this on high, and we don't want to necessarily burn the outside. So then go ahead, and we're just going to take your mixture, go ahead and add it in. And then all we're going to do is once you have it added in here, go ahead and kind of just push it around until it is as evenly as you can get it into your crock pot. So you can kind of see it's just kind of sitting at the bottom here, and I've kind of just pushed it off to the edges. So once that's done, we're going to move on to the topping for this. So I will see you in just a second. All right, folks, so take your second bowl items, your cacao and your sugar, and just kind of shake it together. You don't need to really kind of combine it too hard. And then for your water, all I did is I just used a tea kettle to heat my water till it was boiling. Now, if you don't have a tea kettle, just put your water in the microwave for a couple minutes in a decent size measuring cup, kind of more wide like this, and then that's it. And then all you're going to do, go ahead and pour it in, the sugar and cacao. Set that to the side. Then you want to mix it together so it is well combined. Now it's going to be pretty watery because it's still very hot, as you can see. Now what we're going to do though, we're going to slowly pour this over our dough mixture in the crock pot. So I'm going to pull this over, kind of pour it over. Just kind of pour in any chocolate chunks and sugar after that. All right, so we're done with that. Now what we're going to do, we're going to cook this on high for 2 to 2.5 hours. So at about the 2-hour mark, what you want to do is you want to get a toothpick out or like a butter knife, fork, anything, and just kind of stick it in the middle. And then once it comes out clean, that's how you're going to know it's done. So once that's done, we will move on to the next step. So I will see you then.
All right, folks, so you can see we are done. It's been about 3 hours for me, but you can see after we've taken it out, the liquid that we put on the top actually created a frosting on the bottom of it while we were cooking it. So while it's cooling, the bottom is still kind of cooking a little bit, but once you turn it over out onto a plate or whatever you're turning it out on, you're already going to have your kind of pre-made frosting in it. So just kind of push it around all over it. Now this is a very good treat for any time of year, but especially Valentine's Day is coming up, so you might enjoy it then. So if you enjoyed making this recipe today, like, subscribe, share, please leave a comment below. I want to thank you for watching and thank you hanging out with me for Crockpot month, and I will see you later. Take care.